Hey y'all, it's almost lunchtime and Brenda's hungry. Look what I've got today. I've got one pork chop. It's a center cut. It's really out of a pork loin is what it's out of. You know, those long ones that I told you you could get and cut up. And so I've got one pork chop and I've got one onion. And that's what I'm going to have today. So come over here to our skillet and I'll show you how to do this. This also makes really great sandwiches. Just real good sandwiches. To have have your bread and then have your pork chop. And it just, I don't know. I love a piece of meat with an onion over it. I do. It's one of my go-tos, I guess you'd say. So, I've got me some white lily flour out here. And a lot of y'all don't like to flour your meat, and that's okay. But I like that crunchy on it. I really enjoy that. I've got my eye turned on high. I probably got about 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil in there. And I like to put a lot of salt and pepper on mine. I do. I love it. I got outside a while ago and I started collecting seeds because everything's going to seeds. So I'm out there collecting them. I'm just going to put this in here like this and douse it around real good. Because I'm going to put it on the edges too. I collected those, it's called Rudbeckia. It's that big yellow flower with the black center. Some of y'all call it black-eyed Susans. All right, I'm going to turn it down now. I can feel there's a heat coming on it. And we're going to cook this slowly. We'll put it right in the middle. And now I'm going to cut up a whole onion. Now, y'all know how good these are for you. And so, I try to eat an onion a day. Sometimes I eat it with breakfast in an omelet, and sometimes I eat for lunch, supper, whatever. But I try to eat one a day because they're just so good for you. I cut it in half so it looks like that. And then we'll cut this one in half. And I'm going to eat it. A while ago, I ate a bunch of, well, for breakfast this morning, I was cooking breakfast for other folks, so I didn't really have time to eat myself. But I had, and I'm going to cut this real thin. I had some cottage cheese and coffee and pistachio nuts. That's what I had for breakfast. So today for lunch, I'm having a whole onion and a pork chop. When I get this cut in half like this, I'm going to cut it the reverse way, just a time or two. Like that. And just throw it in. And I'm going to turn my meat down really low. I'm going to turn it to 2. Let me cut up this other one. Last night at church, we had spaghetti and bread and a salad. Well, it was delicious. And so I ate spaghetti and salad. I didn't eat any bread. Just the spaghetti and the salad. I drank water and I didn't eat a dessert. We're smother frying this so that the onion and everything will get tender. So I'm just going to do this. Now let me show you what else we're going to do to it. Okay, I've washed me one little potato. And I'm going to cut it also real thin in French fry shapes. And then I'm going to cut it another way. I I'm going to eat the peeling and all. Alright, so once I cut it like this, I'm going to cut it in long skinnies. Because it may take it a while to cook, and I want to make sure my potato's tender, so I'm cutting it in little pieces. Kind of line them up together like that, because you're going to cut it the other way now. So anyway, I've got it cut like this in long skinnies, like that, and I'm only going to eat one potato. So I'm eating one pork chop, one potato, and one onion. And then I ate my breakfast, the cottage cheese and the nuts. And then for a snack, I ate a bunch of blackberries out of my freezer. I probably ate a pint of big old fat blackberries. They were so good. I didn't put sugar on them. I didn't do anything. I just ate them. Just picked one up and ate it. They were so good. Banks and I used to like to go out in the springtime and pick blackberries. And you know, down here in the South, we have something that's called a dewberry. And it looks just like a blackberry, except it's fatter and juicier. Okay? Put your top on it, because see how low I've got it? You can't see. See how low I've got it? Just real low. And put that top on it, and that juice from the potato and onion will go down there in it. And talk about good, y'all. It's so good. And I always keep me a little flour handy, because I like it on my chicken. I like it on my everything, really. I like a little crunchy on mine. And that flour, once it mixes with that olive oil, it'll make that little crunch. And it tastes so good. So I'll be back when it's done and we'll eat together. Okay, y'all, it's been cooking about, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe. And I am going to try to turn the meat over. And stir the potatoes and onions around a little bit. Ooh, they're already getting tender. At the very end, I'm going to put a little salt on just the potato part, because I already salted the meat. And a little bit of pepper. This is going to be so good. And put your top back on it. And let it just sit there in that good warm skillet and crisp up. And it'll be such a good dinner. And you hadn't done but one pot and one potato, one onion. But now if you've got 4 people, you can do the exact same thing. Put your 4 pork chops in there. Get a little bit of olive oil. Make sure you put a little flour on them and a little bit of salt, pepper, and whatever. And then cut up 4 potatoes, 4 of those little potatoes. Put them all around. And maybe 2 onions, and cover it up. Cover it up, and it'll be a wonderful little dinner. Just make sure you start it early enough so that, you know, you won't be starved to death before it gets done. Kate used to always come in here, and she'd say, "Big Mama, you got anything to tide me over till dinner gets ready?" Tide me over, that's what she'd say. And I'd say, well, and sometimes I'd give her a little something that I had, but not much, because I didn't want them ruining their dinner after I'd gone to the trouble of cutting up a potato and onion. I didn't want them to mess with it. This morning I had my coffee out on the porch, and it was cool out there, and it felt so good. I had on my bathrobe, and it's terry cloth and kind of thick, and it had my coffee out there and my pistachio nuts. I buy them with the ones that's got the shell around it. And so sometimes you can't get that shell off to get the nut out. How do y'all do that when you come across one of those? Or do you just buy the ones with no shell? That's probably what you do. All right, it's about ready. We're going to fix us something to drink, and then we're going to have lunch together. I want to show y'all this while we're waiting on our meat to get done. This morning, I had fixed me some blackberries, and I had them in a freezer bag, and I just set them right here to thaw. And what happened was the juice came out, and it ran down here in my sink, and it turned this part right here purple. And I thought, this would be a good time to check my toothpaste to see which one is the best toothpaste. So I put a number 1, number 2, and a number 3. And that square thing right there was one of those little tooth whitening kits that you buy, has that little strip in it. So there's toothpaste number 1, toothpaste number 2, toothpaste number 3, and a whitening strip. Well, I can see that. So now I'm going to turn the water on, and we're going to rinse this off and see what happens. I'm going to pull this whitening strip up and get it going. And get it out of there. I like to do little experiments all the time. You know, I taught science for a bunch of years, and I always like it. Heck, that thing doesn't want to come off of there, does it? There we go. Now then, all right. There's the whitening strip. And I see that it got a lot of the stain off of there. All right, let's wash these away. Ooh, there's a big difference. All right, there it is. There's toothpaste number 1, toothpaste number 2, and toothpaste number 3. What y'all think about that? Actually, that toothpaste number 1 did better than that whitening strip. Look at that. I left it on the spot about 30 minutes. And I know we don't brush our teeth for 30 minutes, but that is a huge difference. That's a huge difference. Y'all want to know what it is, don't you? Y'all are saying, Miss Brenda, show us what toothpaste you did. Show us what toothpaste. You know, you never know. You go in there and they all claim to do this and claim to do that. Well, we just did our own little experiment. And look what happened. Okay, y'all, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you those. All right, that one right there is this one. This is toothpaste number 1. And it was Crest 3D White Advanced Arctic Fresh White Teeth in 5 days. It did real good. This one didn't do much of anything right here. Colgate Opti White Stain Fighter. And this one did a little bit better, not much, but a little bit better. Total Deep Clean. It doesn't say anything about whitening, just deep clean. All right, so this is the one I'm going to be buying. I need to buy some more of it. That's it, because of that. Okay, I think our pork chop is ready. Our pork chop. I'm going to turn it up real to high for just a minute so I get all that good crunchy off of it. I like to use a fork and do it like this. It works so good to get all that good that goodie off the bottom. I want the goodie. On those toothpaste things, I will say this. I use baking soda also in mine because it makes your mouth healthy. You need to keep your gums healthy, and your teeth brushed and healthy, because that has a lot to do with your heart health. Because the gums are, they carry bacteria or whatever too in your body. It's what I've always heard, and that you need, if you've got a healthy mouth, then more than likely that you're healthier in other places. So anyway, but after I ate those blackberries, I went in there and brushed my teeth right there, because I know how they stain. They'd be looking like that sink. And if I drink coffee or tea, I do the same thing. So I try to keep mine brushed. I probably brush them at least, I don't know, maybe 4 times a day, 3 or 4 times. I don't know how many times I eat. And I eat a lot. Okay, y'all, it's ready. Come up here and let's take it out of this and put it in our bowl. I'm excited. I'm going to eat outside on the porch today. It's too pretty to stay inside. All right, I'm going to kind of do this just a little bit, because I want to get all that crunchy stuff off the bottom. I love that part. Last night at church, we started studying Galatians. That's what we studied last night. We just started it. Okay, I'm going to put a little water in this skillet. Okay, this is it. And y'all, those potatoes in there are just as tender as they could be. And the onions together like that, it's so good. It's so good for you. Don't worry about eating a potato. They're good for you. Y'all fix you this, and let me show you the pork chop. I'll be cutting a piece off of it. Now you can do the same thing with chicken. You could smother fry it. Okay, there's your pork chop right there. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be lifted up. I know that a lot of times it's sad things are going around you, and I hope we can learn from them. I hope that things will change. Love y'all. Bye-bye.